What's up guys, welcome back. Got 3 races for you here from Kyalami. 2 of them starting at the back, the last one probably being the best race I've ever done. My family have actually said to me that they'll disown me unless I somehow start managing to get more followers online. So if you'd like to help a brother out, please like the video, hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button, and come and drop by my Twitch stream. I stream Monday, Tuesday and Saturday evenings UTC. It'll be great to have you, link in the description below. Getting into the first race, we've got the 100 minutes of Kyalami, done with SOP Motorsport. Had a week's practice, as everyone did, so looking forward to the starting at the back. And right as we get underway, there's already an incident.
That was a good start.
There were some strong words after the race for certain people. We luckily managed to avoid it, just heading down into T1. Before yet again another incident.
And another one.
So I've been quite lucky, managed to make my way through several people so far. Just looking to get past Mr. Red Flyer. See what we can do here. A couple of people still going off. Some of the races can always be a little bit tricky with cold tyres. Managed to get past. I still find the start absolutely hilarious when we've got such a wide circuit like Kyalami on the start and finish straight and managing to make incidents. Either way, boarding on, back behind Mr. Roosh, trying to get a run up the hill, pass him onto the outside of the hairpin at the top. We're pretty good on the brakes into here, especially with the Porsche, so wasn't too much of an issue.
Nice.
Then got our eyes ahead for Mr. Kamzazeki. I'm very close with several different guys. I believe THKKR had a bit of engine damage from the first lap incidents. And so he was struggling in a straight line, bunching everyone up and managed to get a run on Mr. Kamzazaki. I'm crucifying that name. Getting around the outside here. Pretty decent move, I was quite happy with that. He chooses to stay at the inside. And we come into a collision. I felt like I gave enough room. Although, to be honest, I probably could have given more. But I still felt like I did give room. Either way, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Racing side by side, you're always risking an incident like that. A lap or so later, managed to catch him back up. Trying to not make the same mistake as last time, make sure I get the inside this time, get the move done. And look to then gain up the time back to Mr. Roosh again, 2.3 seconds ahead.
He was nice then and gave me room.
One lap later, catching back up with Mr. Roosh. Need to try and get through him quickly. I'm not sure what he does here. I'm not sure whether he's trying to defend the line very aggressively or whether he's half letting me through. Not really sure. Either way, got a little while now to catch up with the guys ahead. Coming up through the S's a lap later, and we see somebody coming off. Ben Gallagher, I think he had some issues with his steering wheel during the race. That was unfortunate for him. In clean air, managing to get some purple lap times faster than anyone else on track, so I know we're doing fairly well, but there's such a long way to make up before I can get up to the leaders. Catching up to the guys in 10th, top 10. My set makes a mistake going around the long right, managed to use that to my advantage, get up the inside for the left-hander. Nice move. Later that lap, we got Mr. Ace tuned. I think he just wanted absolutely none of a battle against me. He wanted none of that fight. And so he pulled over and nicely let me through. Lap or so later, Mad Max Taylor trying to go for a run up the hill. Don't know whether he's going to give me the inside or make me go the outside. So luckily he moves to the right. I've got the inside, get myself onto the marbles, which makes the braking zone slightly longer. But managed to get it stopped, turned round, fire it out the corner, keep the position. A little bit later, catching up with the Porsche boys, Ian TDI and THKKR. Luckily Ian runs wide into the hairpin, so I managed to nip up the position on the inside. We're losing a little bit of time to THKKR with the battling. I feel I gave him enough room on exit. I would have gone tighter had I have not seen him run off the track. So I think that was an okay move. THKKR, as I said earlier, he had damage. Talked to him after the race. He definitely had some engine damage, so was not particularly quick in a straight line. Pretty easy pass. He didn't bother fighting it at all. I would have gotten him down one straight at some point anyway with his engine damage, so he was playing ball quite nicely there. Able to get past, up into 5th. 7.6 seconds, 7.5 seconds to ERS Kromadic down the road. So fighting to catch him up. Managed to finally catch him up a little bit later on in the race. Still an hour left, 56 minutes of the race to go. And I could not for the life of me get past Kromadic. I spent many laps sat behind him trying to get a run. The Audi's just that bit quicker than the Porsche in a straight line. So I could not get past him, doing everything I could. There was a run here where I thought I might be able to get the legs on him down the straight and make him move into the first turn. But again, he's just so quick in a straight line, I couldn't do anything. I was pulling my hair out thinking, did I need to do a stop early to try and get myself some clean air? Or did I wait for him to do a stop? Luckily, he has mercy on me and pits himself anyway. And so I've got a couple of laps more fuel left. I need to try and nail a couple of laps. I've got a little bit of damage as well. So I know I need to nail the couple of laps, get some space. A couple of laps later, pulling into the pits. Decent stop. Fixing the damage. Chose to fix the damage, which made it risky. But at least I managed to come out ahead of him. So I did a pretty good job there. I was pretty happy with that. That at least gives me some clean air and I can start trying to chase the top three. Such a far way behind them though, so it's going to be difficult. BD 7 seconds in front of me, with 45 minutes of the race left, so I'm confident I can probably fight to get into a top 3. 6 laps later, it looks like he lets me pass it. I'm not quite sure why, because we're fighting for a podium position, but I'd caught him 7 odd seconds in 6 laps. 18 seconds to Saturn with 35 minutes to go, and I believe Jack hadn't pitted at that point, so would need to be pitting for fuel. 20 minutes left. Felt that I could probably get Saturn. We've narrowed the gap down to 12 seconds. It's going to be incredibly tight. 10 minutes to go. Gap now down to 7 seconds. It's not going to be enough, I don't think, at this point, but still pushing on. 5 minutes to go. Down to 4.7 seconds. Got a bit of traffic in front of me. I'm just relying on a mistake. I need some sort of mistake from him in order to catch him up. Maybe if I nail perfect lap times.
2 more laps.
2 more laps to go. Down to just under 3 seconds. It's going to be so tight and close. Maybe if I got through some back markers quicker, I could have been closer.
Oh, come on.
Coming into the final lap, we're about 2 seconds, just under 2 seconds behind him. Don't know how I'd be able to make 2 seconds in 1 lap, but still trying to give it my all. Catching more and more as the lap goes on. Heading into the final sector. Still so close. I can see he's struggling a little bit with his tyres now. Getting myself under a second. So tantalisingly close, but unfortunately not close enough to make the move into the last corner. Close but no cigar. Absolutely gutting for 100 minutes of driving. Coming all the way through the field, having the incident and getting turned round early on. And then managed to rally myself, come back through and finish so close to the lead. One of those classics, if only there had been a lap more. Next we've got the pro split of the winter series with SOP Motorsport. Tied for the top of the championship, so absolutely qualifying for this race. Had a couple of decent laps in quali. Pushing quite hard. Didn't manage to do a perfect lap in the end, but was fairly decent. Managed to get myself down into the 37s, 37.9, which is fairly handy round Kyalami for a quali pace. Starting from pole is the summary of the grid. So starting from pole, hoping to have a nice easy race for this one. Just know that I need to make sure I nail the lead. We've got THKKR without engine damage this time, so qualifying well. Need to make sure I get the start ahead of him. He's in the Porsche as well, so not too worried about him having a top speed advantage over me. Managed to get a good pull away, good getaway.
Still slow.
Heading into the first corner. Just being careful for anyone missing their braking zone or trying to be too aggressive, so I end up making the choice to run a little bit wide and just make sure I don't put my rear end in danger of being tagged, but absolutely fine. Off into the first lap cleanly, nice and smooth. Just need to start focusing on building up a gap. Five laps later, managed to build out a gap of 3 seconds. Just trying to consistently plug away, not doing anything silly. Couldn't afford, I've already thrown away too many points this championship, so couldn't afford to make a stupid mistake. Just need to bring home the win. Driving decently, car feeling good. Lap 15. Still building up a nice gap. Lap 16, going for the pit stop. Plenty in the lead, no damage to do, so should be fine. Exiting the pits, 80% of the job done for the race, so just need to make sure I bring it home now. Last lap, comfortable win in the end. Managed to get some extra points now in the championship, so heading into the last round for Barcelona on Monday. Should be good. Looking forward to that. Try and bring home the championship if we can. Right, heading into the final race. This one's probably the best race I've ever done. I was so incredibly stoked with myself for this one. Pro split of the current Logistical Nightmare Racing series. So 90 minutes of Kyalami, starting at the back. Had slightly less entries than initially signed up. Coming actually into the first race, I think a couple had technical issues. But decided to try and start from the back, have some fun. Making sure I give everyone plenty of space into the first turn. Don't want to get myself caught up in any of that mess. But everyone was really well behaved. In fact, everyone usually is in the LNR races very well behaved, so very rare that we have incidents. Right on first lap. GT having a bit of a bobble, unfortunate for him. Managed to get myself through. Later that lap, just going past the Bentley, he decided he didn't want to be trying to go side by side into that section. Sensible. Then we have a little bump in front of us. Not sure exactly how that was caused. One lap later, diverting, going deep into the S's, which gives me the run up the hill. Done this a few times now at Kyalami. Good move. He takes the inside, going around the outside again. Decent on the brakes in the Porsche, so I was comfortable I could pull it off. Managed to do it. Nice move. Happy with that. Always happy with a move like that. A lap later, Clayt MG runs himself, misses his brake marker, runs himself slightly wide. I don't think he was letting me pass, but might have been. Either way, got the job done. Now trying to chase down the Bentley boys ahead. The dynamic duo, Rainmaster and Jack's Racing in their Bentleys. Rainmaster was really struggling with the rear end. I saw him for a lap or so as I was catching him up. He was struggling with the rear end, so unfortunate for him. Finally catching up with Jack. Always incredibly difficult to overtake. Defends very tough. So trying to figure out where he might be weaker and where I might be able to get a run on him. Took me a long old time to get past him. Not easy. Thinking about an outside move here, but decided better of it. Try and move myself to the outside for the next corner, but he swings back and covers it off. Later on, still following him, still catching up. He's having the odd little bubble. I'm trying to pressure him as much as possible, but always so difficult with the Bentley because it's nigh on impossible to bloody see past. And then also incredibly quick in the straight line, or one of the quicker in a straight line, so you're always going to struggle to get a run on him. I figure I'm going to try something around the outside if I can here. So I go deep on the brakes, nicely side by side, run myself wide on exit, try and get pursuit. He squeezes me quite tight here, bobbles me over the curb, and I have to back out of the move slightly. I'm still feeling I can probably make something work somewhere, but easier said than done. later on that lap, or maybe the next lap. Still close, still having some bobbles. Yeah, hits the sausage curb of death at Kyalami, runs himself wide. I'm thinking this has got to be it, this has got to be my chance. Somehow, I'm not going to be able to easily get the inside of him to the first corner, he's always going to cover that off, so it has to be round the outside into the first corner, and then extending the move up over the next couple of corners. Let's go deep on the brakes again, a little bit further ahead than I was last time, so got more of a chance now. Got the space for the curb, nice. And I'm not going to give this up, I'll battle him all the way around the outside. Just about get the run on the exit, little bump, but no biggie.
Oh, you nearly took me out then.
Right, job done. Now top 3 ahead of me, 7 seconds ahead, Berries. 1 hour 14 of the race left to go, so I've got the time to catch up the leaders, but honestly they were driving really well, so easier said than done to catch them all up. A few laps later, catch Berries. And again, couldn't get past him, really difficult. He defends so fairly and so cleanly. Anytime I got close to him, he would just defend the inside line. Make sure he got a good exit and run the car out nicely on exit. Thought I would have a go at him here from his mistake through the right-hander. Get a good run on him initially on exit. Start to get my car alongside, but then the top line speed advantage of the Audi pays dividends. He's able to pull away, cover the inside as you'd expect him to. Try doing something on the outside here again, but I came from such a long way back it was hard to get the car prepped around the mid corner. Side by side, but again clipped the curb a little bit too hard, destroyed the run and had to back out of the move. A couple of laps later, he makes a bit of a mistake, goes a little bit deep into the braking zone, runs himself a little bit wide on apex, and I just managed to use the opportunity to get up the inside on exit. Got really good traction, run myself up the hill side by side into the kink. Felt like I gave him enough room on exit, but was pretty tight. He didn't mention anything untoward afterwards, that's fine. A few laps after that, jumping into the pits. I did actually pick up a bit of damage, I'm not quite sure how. I think it might have been the bump I had with Jacques. Other than that, decent stop. Heading out the pits, now I need to focus on catching the top 2, Militant and Donkey. About 6 seconds behind Militant, 6-7 seconds behind Militant. A few laps later, catching up with Donkey and Militant. Battle for the win, 30 minutes to go. Definitely feeling I can do this. 1 lap later, still behind them. Donkey gets a little bit tight on the inside of the right hand sweeper, has a bobble, I use that to my advantage, get the run on him, the inside into the left, nicely on the brakes. So I managed to get the car rotated and on the throttle enough so that he doesn't get the run on me back into the S's. Second place, job done. I have to try and get the win. Militant was driving so well, he's been driving so well over the past couple of months actually, he's made so many improvements. You know, I knew he was struggling a little bit with the traction, I could see him getting a little bit loose on a couple of the corners on exit. So lap after lap, following him, trying to find a way through. I thought this one might be the one, I got a good run on him out of the final corner. Got the slipstream down the straight and managed to stay quite nice and close, and I was debating to go outside like I had been doing. He half left the inside open, so maybe I should have gone for it. In the end I got caught in between 2 minds and didn't decide to do anything, which wasn't the best. Carrying on, again, next lap, still behind him. Still relying on him, making some bobbles, he's defending, trying everything I can think of, trying to be imaginative with whichever corner to try and find a way past. Still couldn't do anything. This lap we managed to actually get ourselves really close all the way through this last sector, from the top of the hill, down the hill, this corner, forcing him to go defensive, which means he's sacrificing his run out of every corner, and I was able to use it to really get myself on the tail end. Last corner, again managing to get a good run. He wants a tiny bit off the apex, sacrifices his exit a little bit, And I'm close, so I'm thinking this, I really need to commit to something now. I know the outside line has worked several times for me, especially in this race. So I'm a long way back, but I'm going to send it anyway, I'm going to go for it. Managed to get the rotation mid-corner, sit myself alongside. Again, I lose a little bit on the apex on the right. Back myself off and I'm immediately spot the cutback. Go for the cutback, down the next straight. Getting alongside, I don't want to give this up, I'm going to force this one. So I decided to commit to the outside line. Just about managed to hold it. Run myself all the way up wide on exit. I was so happy with that move, covering off the left-hander. Absolutely stoked with myself for that move, so that was fantastic. For the end of the race, it was a case of just monitoring the gap, building out the gap smoothly, bringing myself to the end. I thoroughly enjoyed that race, probably the most fun race I've ever had. Managed to bring the race home, a nice sunset in Kyalami. Job done. I hope you guys enjoyed the races as much as I enjoyed racing them. My Kyalami lap guide should be coming out tomorrow, so hit the like and subscribe button if you want to catch that. Other than that, I will catch you in my stream and catch you for future videos. Cheers for watching, guys.